Well guys, I stayed at work until about 2 a.m. working on my VCR unit for my new camera, and I got it mechanically working, and I'm very happy. I mean, it's just, no matter what amazing things that I get to work on, VCRs are still the most challenging things I've ever had to face. And that's kind of why I like messing with them, because they are so intricate and difficult to fix. But I got the mechanical parts working of this, and tomorrow I might stay late again and work on the electrical bits of it. But right now, it'll power up, I can load the tape in, I can press play, it'll pull the tape back, and it'll kinda move the tape a little bit. The motor has the power, but for some reason there's an electrical issue that's not giving enough power to the motor itself. The motor mechanically has enough connection to do that. Like if I spin it in the bottom of the VCR, the tape keeps out. But whatever. So that works. Reverse and forward. Reverse and fast forward both kind of work. They work good enough. And it ejects properly, and whenever it undoes, it pulls the tape in. That is not what it did before, because before, when I first got it open, the rubber bands had melted into, well, they started dripping actually. They had degraded so much that they were liquid. And so basically I had to piece them out with a pair of tweezers. And I would cut them because the tweezers on my pocket knife were just like two flat pieces of metal. Imagine this is the thing. Let's imagine the rubber band's like this big. I basically had to like cut it like meatloaf and take each little piece out. And you shouldn't have to do that with a rubber band. It's just no. And so there's like nasty black stuff all over everything because that stuff just gets everywhere. But I got new rubber bands on it, so the rubber bands are working fine. And I was having some issues with it still, so I put some silicone grease, on everything to spread that on a bunch of stuff, and that's really helped clean it up a lot. Now, clean up like the movement a lot. So now it takes a lot less motion to move it. And then I was noticing that I don't know what to call it, but I'll call it the reel switching spindle. I don't know. Basically, there is a piece that moves like this, and a wheel, and it's latched to this, so this wheel can move around on this. Whenever it goes like this, the friction on this makes this move over, and so this hits reel 1, and so it starts moving like that. Well, if you make this thing spin the opposite way, because this is the motor, it'll make this whole thing swing over, and this wheel will then be hitting this reel, and so that will be pulling the reel that way. And that's pretty much how tapes go from forward to reverse. Well, with this one, that rubber on the reel switching spindle, I guess that's what I call it, had also turned to a nasty liquefied state. So I scraped a lot of that off, and then I got some gaffer's tape and rewound some gaffer's tape on there in place of the cushion, and it actually kind of works. I was having some issues, so I put another line of gaffer's tape on each reel, so it was gaffer's tape on gaffer's tape, and that worked pretty good. But then on the other one, it actually, for some reason, it kind of came undone, but then it was actually working better when I removed that again. So I don't know, maybe that just like helped clean it or something, who knows, but it's working, so that's good. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. Then I kind of figured that, I kind of found that whenever I press play, it pulls all the tape back fine, and this one keeps up with the take-up reel keeps up with the main reel pretty good for like 3 seconds, but then this one kind of just stops and goes a little bit, and then a loop of tape kind of comes up and just like messes stuff up. Well, the voltage drops a lot, and if I'm trying to power by hand, it gets very stiff. So that's obvious. And it's also like, it's not, it seems very much like it's just an electrical issue, like maybe like whatever power transformer, because it's not being powered by 12 volts. The unit's being powered by 12 volts, but there's like 5 volts coming to it, so there's some step-down regulator from 1983. Well, that step-down regulator is probably having some issues, And so like after 3 seconds of doing that, plus running like the read-write head and all the other circuitry and stuff like that, it probably just like dips down and kind of just gets overworked. Well, because of that, it should be really warm compared to every other component. So I got my thermal camera out and I found some pretty hot spots, like 4 times the temperature, 4 times relative to 0, not 4 times relative to absolute 0. I'm not meaning that. But yeah, there's some definite really warm components. So I'll probably take a look at those tomorrow just to see like, oh, are these components dead? Because that could be a pretty good chance of fixing it. So that's pretty cool. If not, actually, the first thing I'll do though is I'll try to find a potentiometer that I can twist just to speed up that motor. Because if I can just speed up that motor, whatever, it works. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I might, I don't know. I'm kind of wanting to film with that thing, but I'm thinking maybe if it's not reliable enough, I'll have to get a digital video recorder and just have the camera itself, because the camera itself works fine. But oh well. Well, actually no, the camera itself does not work right fine. The tube has some issues. It has a burnt pixel and has like a big green blotch like on this section of the image, and then it has like some like these parts of the image has like some like yellowish. It's like it's pretty discolored. But oh well. Well, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See ya!